Hey folks, Sam here with Sam Wood Outdoors. We're in the state capitol today here in Wisconsin. We're meeting with Rob Stafsholt. He is a Wisconsin State Representative.
Yep.
And he runs the Sporting Heritage Committee.
Yep.
Which is what?
I'm the chairman of the Sporting Heritage Committee, which is the committee in the Assembly that kind of works on all issues having to do with hunting, trapping, and fishing in the state. So we're tasked to make sure that our awesome natural resources and our hunting and trapping and fishing heritage here in the state continues, and that we keep things the way they should be here in the state of Wisconsin.
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
So I came here today, I had to testify, Rob invited me to testify in front of their Sporting Heritage Committee on some trapping ed stuff. I know a lot of you guys say trappers ed, and you, that's kind of how we met. You were having trouble as a citizen getting your kid involved in trappers ed.
Yeah, I think most people, and Sam and I have talked about the fact that the Trappers Education Program here in the state of Wisconsin is a great program, and it's taught by some really knowledgeable guys, and they do a great job. But with anything, no matter what the issue is or what the topic is, or if you're running a business, it really doesn't matter. We always look for ways to improve it. And one of the ways that I thought we could improve it is that we currently are having a little bit of an issue with access to some of the classes, and certainly in certain parts of the state. And so I ended up with a list of people that are trying to get into trapper education courses and were not able to either find a class or couldn't get into a class or could take the online version, but then they didn't want to drive all the way across the state to do the test out that's required of that. So Sam and I got to talking about maybe this is some things we should have a hearing on, and so we had Sam come, and we had the Department of Natural Resources and the Trappers Association, and we talked about some of the things that we thought we could improve on today. So I'm glad that Sam came down. We're just having a little lunch here talking.
And we got about 20 minutes to go before he's got some big meeting. I don't know what we're going to do, probably solve all of our state's problems. But anyways, so how I came about into this, you guys all know I like the social media presence. And I think that you can get a degree online in the state of Wisconsin for nursing, political science, so you can have actually people out here that got a degree working for you. We got people in the DNR working for us that got their degree online, but we can't get trappers ed online. I mean, I get having face-to-face with hunters education, but trappers ed, I think we can do better.
Yep. I think you and I both agree that the face-to-face is probably the best
The
route.
best, for sure.
But when faced with the best route or nothing, if there's a second best route, I think we prefer to have a backup plan or a plan B, which would be some kind of online presence to catch those folks that aren't able to hit in the face-to-face class.
Online mentoring. So today we had some hearings, and not everybody sees eye to eye on this. Our old system isn't broken. No. We both agree. If you can get into a Wisconsin Trappers Education class, them guys know they have a passion, it's their time, they donated it, it's the way to go.
Yep.
So I don't want to eliminate that. I just want to do an online video series that we're going to send these kids in the right direction. And some of the things that I think that they miss out, we talk to a lot of people, they were old school. They think that they think I'm going to take away their legacy of trappers ed. I'm not after that. I just want to move this forward. And I think some of the things we miss is it's called trappers education. So everybody teaches their own style, including me. I mean, my videos are completely different than a lot of other people's videos. We all have our own styles. But I want to take and teach the aspect of why we trap, not necessarily how to trap. I already have videos to do that. We already have people, mentors. I mean, hopefully you get a mentor. But history of trapping. How do we deal with we have a huge social media impact in our life. And the antis and everything all know that. That's how they attack us. That's how they figure out how to go. And we need to give these kids and these younger kids a direction. We need to give them the ability to combat that. You know, and you know yourself as a politician, you get involved in the mudslinging all the time. And that's basically what we have in trapping and everything else. So I just want to build something that is way better than what we have. It's caught up with the times. One of the things I said, 20 years ago, people got elected kissing babies and shaking hands. You don't do much of that anymore. You do it a little bit, but really, it's all, if you're not a social media guy, you're gonna lose.
Well, I think, just a point of fact, social media is there every single day, and in my district, there's 7 parades over the course of the summer, so there's 7 days versus every day.
Right.
Just, the impact is.
And the truth is, me and you are from small towns. The locals don't necessarily go to their parades. You know, they're a tourist attraction. But we started Wisconsin Trackers page. We started all this stuff so you guys can have a voice. And I think your voice is being heard because Rob hears it. We had a bunch of lawmakers, Democrat and Republican. Probably the most engaging people we had in this whole conversation were actually Democrats.
Yep.
And I was really surprised to see that they were like, they genuinely like want to learn. And it's like, if I want to learn how to do that, where do I go? And our answers always suck. Yeah. Go to the webpage, go to Go Wild, go to, you know, is there a, we have all the learn to hunt, learn to do this, learn to do this. We don't have any learn to trap, you know.
I think we identified today that one of the biggest problems for someone that wasn't like you and I, didn't grow up with this, it's not from that kind of lifestyle, or their family or friends aren't part of the outdoor community. When they want to find out, how would I learn about this? How would I maybe do this? You know, in our house, there's a trapping regulation book on the counter or in the glove box to pick up. Well, they don't have that, so trying to figure out how do we use social media to reach those people and then get them the information they need going forward, I think is what we try to do.
Well, and I think that so many people are misled to how things work. Like, I'm here helping make change. Everybody thinks that we had to go in front of the Conservation Congress and do all of this stuff to get to here. I know a ton of you people have said, what do I do to change a law? And you'll hear you have to put together a proposal, take it to the Conservation Congress, they vote on it, blah, 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 and it goes on to step. And that is really so far from the truth, it's unbelievable. I've been involved in a couple of these hearings now, and none of them, the Conservation Congress wasn't here today.
Yeah.
Do they even know where you're proposing this? Maybe.
I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, that is one process, is going through the Conservation Congress, but it's not the only process. The other process is to reach out to guys like me or your own elected official back home and say, hey, here's an issue that I see, here's something I think we need to fix. And if you have an idea, say, here's a solution I think we can maybe do. And that kind of ends up, you know, a lot of times you don't have to have a trapper be your state legislator, but they'll come to my office and they'll say, well, I have this idea, and what do you think? And we kind of work on it, and they draft a bill, and then it gets sent to my committee after it gets co-sponsored, and we have a hearing on that bill, and then everybody gets to come testify on it and say, here's the good parts of the bill, here's the bad parts of the bill, and then that committee votes on it, and if the committee thinks it needs changes or it's not a valid point, it gets voted down. That's how it works. And if they think it's a good point, it gets voted forward, and then eventually, hopefully, it gets voted on the assembly floor, on the Senate floor, and the final step then would be the governor's desk to get passed into the law. So
right now we're beginning of June. If you had an idea for a law, is there even a remote chance a guy could get something in front of people right now and get it all the way through this year?
Yes.
So where the spring hearings are done, everybody thinks it's over.
Yep.
And if you drew up a proposal at the spring hearing and you're passionate about it,
yep,
just because it got voted down, don't stop.
Right.
Move forward.
Yeah, don't just focus on one channel. Take whatever channel is moving forward at the time.
Yep. And it's never too late.
Yep.
I mean, we worked together a little bit on the air gun bill last year. Mm-hmm. And we ended up pulling it. We had it all the way up to the Senate floor, and we ended up pulling it because of some shootings in Florida, and then some people wanted to add some stuff to it, and we just weren't willing to risk all of that.
Yep.
But literally, there was a handful of people that knew we were working on that bill and just moving it forward. And sometimes it's better to not be public. I mean, when I said I was coming to testify this a couple days ago, everybody's wondering what I'm going to say, and I don't necessarily want everybody to know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Because they can be prepared to talk against you. So,
yeah. And the other thing I would say, for those of you listening at home thinking, boy, my guy or gal, my state legislator doesn't hunt, fish, or trap, you know, does it pay to go to him? The answer is yes, because not every representative knows each bill. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands of bills out right now.
Right.
And the whole purpose of us having a committee like the committee we're on is we focus and deal with hunting, fishing, and trapping issues. And if there's something in there that's a good idea that needs to go forward, then we send it through and goes forward. So the whole legislature doesn't have to deal with every single bill that comes up. So if you talk to them and they say, God, they don't even know what's going on with that, don't be dismayed by that, because if they're not on that committee, they don't need to know about it until it comes out of committee, and then we have a talk about it in caucus. The Democrats have a discussion in their caucus, and we go forward from there. So.
And you're not even in my district. I mean, you talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing. Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody who's not in your district.
Yep.
Because, and it's like today. This is my first time. I think last time I was here on the air gun bill, I didn't speak in front of the Heritage Committee. I think I spoke in front of the actual DNR committee or something. So that was a little more.
NRB board, brother.
Yeah. And so today, what I found like shocking was how many people sat on that panel that never hunted, or that the one lady she actually went hunting. She's Democrat, wasn't she?
Yep.
Went hunting for the first time last year. Got involved in a women to hunt deal.
Yep.
She went hunting, borrowed a gun, killed a deer, and it was like, there are so many people out there that want to learn about what we do, and we just suck at getting it to them. And then so I found it interesting. And then there was some people. Was it Quinn that was asking? No, who was asking a lot of questions?
Representative Spreitzer and Hasselbein.
Yep, they were pretty good at
The
it.
Democrat, and then our side was Representative Till.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions that people that didn't even know what they were doing and talking about, and they genuinely are like committed to what we got going on, and it's not necessarily even their background.
Yep.
So even though you got a representative that's not, that you feel is not a hunter or fisherman, you should reach out to them, because you know what? Maybe they are going to be. And my big thing that I always preach to everybody is talk sensibly to everybody, educate everybody, because if we can educate the non-hunters, the non-sportsmen, and everything else, we keep them from becoming antis. And I think that's what we did with a couple of them representatives today.
Yep.
They don't have a clue what's going on. And some of the antis would have been in there. You know, hopefully now they can speak with a little bit more education, or they realize, and this really wasn't about, it's just about getting access to what we have. So that's what this thing was about.
Yeah, you and I agree. We have a great resource with the program we have. We just have to get the people into that resource.
Huge, and I don't know why everybody always feels that I get it loud, I'm obnoxious, I do epic shit in my hat and all everything else, and then they show up to something like this, and you know, some people maybe find me intimidating, some people find me abrasive, some people find me whatever, but the truth is I really do have a passion about moving trappers forward in our state and keeping the resource going and managing the natural resources and everything else, educating people to do it. And right now, we have some great things and we have some things that suck. And if we can't fix what sucks, nobody will ever see what the greatness is.
One of the most important things I see doing this job, especially in the sporting community, is sometimes we get in such an argument within our own family of sportsmen, because people are passionate, and that's fantastic. And what that means is people care, and that's great. But I want to make sure that in that debate about what the best way is to regulate the deer population, or do trapper education, or whatever, tag bobcats, whatever it might be, those are heated debates sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're all in the same family of sportsmen that care a lot about the state of Wisconsin and the sporting heritage of the state of Wisconsin. So it's okay to have those disagreements, as long as the heart's in the right place and the focus is to try to make it better.
I think we're going to struggle a little bit after our hearing today with some of that, and it kind of sucks.
Yep.
Here's the deal. I'm moving forward. I'm going to do what we got to do. I'm going to keep approaching people that I got their names and everything today. And because truly, in my heart, I know that if we don't, one of the big things that WTA said today, they are lacking in social media.
Which is good. I mean, they're aware of it.
At least they're aware of it. But they want to hear what people have to say, and the thing I say is, you guys don't want to listen. That's why I have this page, and I have the Wisconsin Trappers page, and I have everything. And the why on me, I don't have a vested interest. I don't belong to the association. I'm not the president. I have no vested interest in its success or its failure. I have a vested interest in trapping, hunting, fishing, and the invasive species and stuff like that. Somehow I don't know, a little redneck from Wild Rose ended up in the state capitol at a hearing today, but it just happens.
It amazes me every time I walk in here and figure out that.
Right? I mean,
this little farm kid from New Richmond, Wisconsin's got an office in this building. Just amazing.
and I think that it would be really cool is, these people and me and my fans and people that follow me, they really have no idea how this works down here.
Sure.
I mean, we're paying you a lot of money to go get your picture taken sometimes. I see that today. We lost the keys to the office. I mean, so there's a lot of stuff that happens to everyday normal people, you know?
Yeah.
Couldn't get a Mountain Dew down here.
Yeah.
Had to go with the Diet Coke. Thanks God I brought my own. But really, guys, if you want to make change and you want to make a future and you really want to do it, don't let anybody stop you. Don't let family, friends, associations, your state rep. There is literally a way around everything if you want to put the time and the effort, if you're that passionate about something.
And change doesn't happen if people don't get involved. You got to get involved. If you want to have, a lot of people call it barstool politics. They'll sit at home and complain about how things are, but they don't take a step off that bar stool or whatever stool it is. It doesn't necessarily, but they don't take a step off to say, I'm going to get involved and help change it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it every day. We'll have this video and there'll be a bunch of people that say, oh, I don't agree with this, or I think the Wisconsin Trappers Ed program is this and this and this. You're not looking at the whole picture.
Yep.
And that's really where we all struggle. And I used to be pretty closed-minded, and when I did things, I still did things my way, but I was pretty closed-minded and I didn't understand. I really felt like I was just paying my taxes, buying my license, and getting screwed. I felt like I belonged to the Wisconsin Trappers Association. I was getting screwed. I belonged to all these other associations. You're getting screwed. You pay your taxes. Everybody feels like they're getting screwed. But there is very few that, and when I talk to them, I'm like, have you made a call? I talk to veterans, and they're struggling with this or that. Did you make a call to your state rep? No. They don't even know they can do that. No. People don't know how to make a law. People don't know how, because they're being misinformed. And if you're the first person to say something on social media, oh, that's the gospel now,
Yep.
And they're afraid to put themselves out there because there is a lot of negativity that comes with this. You'll be attacked. I mean, it happens. You have to be thick-skinned in order to do this. Yep. And it's not only on your level, it's on every single level. I've watched people get attacked, and no matter what they do, there is somebody attacking you. If you put yourself out there on a video, no matter what it is, somebody's going to attack you. Mm-hmm. And you just can't be afraid of that. We just have to keep moving forward. But I'm out of here, guys. I got to get back. We got some crazy stuff to do. But there you heard it. That's how laws are made. Get involved. Come down here. Maybe someday you're going to sit down with a state rep. You're going to have a lunch. And honestly, people, he bought me the lunch, so it's not like I'm bribing him, because that'll be the next thing. All sounds and goes.
Yeah.
He's down there making friends.
Well, the truth is, I wanted to make sure it was cooked on a grill and not in a toaster oven.
Yeah, and you really wanted to make sure you knew what was in it. I mean, if I bring something up here, we're going to sit down and eat. It's kind of like being in a foreign country.
Right.
You like it, just shut up and eat it. So no.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We're going to post a video of the hearing. It's pretty long. There's a lot of numbers and anything. If you want to get to the exciting stuff, they say the best for last, and that's where I was at, right there at the end. And we don't sugarcoat it, we don't fake it. And I've been wanting to do this video with you for a while.
Yep.
To show people that you really are, you can make a difference. One guy. I mean, I'm a guy from a little bitty town called Wild Rose, and I get opportunities like this all the time, but I don't let things stop me. And like you said, just a farm kid that made it here to the state.
Well, I appreciate you mentioning the hearing today too, that we had the hearing and whatever somewhat to the result of was my efforts, and that's where it starts. It starts with me at home talking to some guys that have a problem.
Trapping would never be where it's at in the state capitol if it wasn't for you, because you're a trapper and it's your passion and everything else. But it also wouldn't be where it's at, or we wouldn't be having this hearing, if you didn't admit to yourself that trapping is great, we got some great programs, but we need to fix some things.
Always moving forward.
Always moving forward. That's where it's at. So, okay, guys. See you later. We're going to finish up and we're out of here.